and his truck kept sliding.
We will never do this decision again. We are in the middle of the road.
Welcome back. We literally went 2 days without power. It was freezing cold here in Nashville, and we literally saw trees be split right in half, and we have the woods right in the back, and you can just hear the trees like cracking and falling. It's been insane. All right, so before I get into it, today I am going to take care of our couch. So we need to make sure that we fluff this couch up. So we always have these on simply because we have a dog, and we just want to protect our couch. But we haven't fluffed the couch up in a while, so that's what we'll be doing today. So let's just start and get into it. All right, so if you live in the South, you probably know that there was a huge snow or ice storm that just happened. But let me tell you, it's been just crazy these past days because we were really impacted, and especially Nashville has been really impacted. So usually we like to sit in this corner, and that's why this one is the one that I'm going to be focusing on the most today, because I wanted to get back to how these look. Yeah, but basically there was this huge ice storm that happened. We were left without power for 2 days. It was freezing cold. You know, we lived in California for like 7 years, and we never really had to experience the cold like that. You know, just being without power, I can tell you that now we for sure know what to do and what not to do next time. I'm just gonna open this one up so it can be a little easier to fluff. And that's what I love about this couch. We can literally just take off the covers, wash them, and then put them back on, just in case they get really dirty. Oh, actually, I think there's another zipper on this one as well. Okay, so I guess I can kind of open this and kind of fluff it up here, just to give it some fluffiness. But being without power is no joke. It's humbled us a lot. We literally had to put a whole blanket on our window because it was like minus 13 degrees Celsius. Oh no, it was minus 16 degrees Celsius, which is like, I think, like 7 Fahrenheit. And that is freezing cold. So we like barely survived. We had to literally put up the blanket on our window. We have our blinds, obviously. I don't even know the name of it. It's the one that you close. But we literally had to put a whole blanket on it. We had to roll our towels, put them on the window so that there would be no air coming in. And then obviously Oatly was really cold too, but we just let her sleep in our bed. We had, I think, like 7 or 8 blankets. It was just such a crazy experience, and we were so scared to lose our water too, because you know the pipes can freeze, so we always had to let the water drip. So we already were kind of prepared for the storm to come. Obviously not how we would want to be prepared, but we were kind of prepared because we knew that we needed some food. But the problem was that we only bought food that we can actually cook. Also, let me show you. It has the couch is here, and it has these 2 covers. So I'm just trying to fluff it up bit by bit. But anyways, we only had fresh food, and we thought we were going to be able to cook it, but obviously we lost power. So we couldn't cook our steaks, we couldn't cook our potatoes and asparagus and our chicken. So we had cereal, we had milk, but obviously our fridge also turned off, so we would have taken out our food and put it outside in case it would have gotten too warm. But thankfully the fridge was like still retaining all the cold air. But okay, so what we decided to do was stupid. We were like, you know what? It stopped snowing. Yes, it's cold outside, but let's just see if there's cars on the road. So we saw that there were a lot of cars on the road. We were like, oh, like people are out and about. So how about we go out ourselves? And that was literally the biggest mistake that we could have made. So most of the grocery stores were closed. The only one that was open was Kroger. So we went to Kroger and we were like, everything warm obviously was sold out. There were like barely any chips left. Any pantry related food was almost all gone. So we were like, we already have chips, we already have our cereal, we already have bread. So I was like, it doesn't make sense to buy more of it because we have it. So, and all be all, we literally went to the grocery store and got nothing. So, and then after we went to the grocery store, we were like, let's just drive back home. So Jordan was driving, and literally in a matter of 10 minutes, because we were driving just fine. The streets were already like, there were already cars driving on the streets. There were those like other cars that put away the snow from the streets. So we were like, everything is going to be fine. In a matter of literally 10 minutes, ice all over the street. We were stuck in the middle of a hill on a busy street. And not just us, there were so many cars. We were driving, and then when Jordan was putting on the brakes, our car would just slide like this. And we were like, now what? We were literally in the middle of the street for over an hour and a half, I think. Just stuck. The cars in front of us, they kept trying to go up, and every time they would go up, they would slide. There were so many trucks, and I know a lot of people say like trucks are really good, especially with ice, but all the trucks had trouble like going up that hill. I was panicking. Jordan, he was super relaxed. We were literally like, what are we gonna do now? So in the matter of, I feel like I'm trying to do this couch, but I got so invested in telling this story. And thankfully, after like an hour and a half, there was a guy with a truck, and he's like, hey, ¿necesitas ayuda? And we were like, sí, por favor, necesitas ayuda, which is, do you need help in Spanish? So he parked in front of us, and we were in the middle of the road, and there was like 10 other cars next to us that were trying to go, but I feel like because we were in the middle of the road, we couldn't let the other cars that were kind of able to go up pass. So he took a chain, he chained us onto his truck, and then we were like, yay, we're gonna get out of this. But no, he was trying to pull us, and his truck kept sliding.
All right, we will never do this decision again. We're in the middle of the road. We're in the middle of the road, and we're not going anywhere. He's trying to help us out right now.
So as you can see in the video, he was literally sliding, trying to pull us. We were like, now what? Like, it's getting colder. I was opening the door, I put my like foot on the road, and I kept sliding. I was like, there's no way we can get out of this. But then after trying and trying and trying, he was able to pull us out, and it was incredible that like we were able to get off of that hill. Obviously, we learned so much from that experience. We will never, ever, 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 ever do that again. We will never take the car out again if it's like super icy. So yeah, if you're watching this, and if you ever have a situation where you're like, oh, should I go out? Don't go out. Try to figure it out, because that was really scary and really dangerous. So that was that day. We still hadn't had power where we came back home, but we were frozen. Obviously we had warmth in our car, but it was just not enough to keep us like warm enough. So we came back home. I literally had to put like my frozen hands into the water, into the hot water, and it was just the craziest experience. The amount of like adrenaline and anxiety. So yeah, guys, after that, we were just hoping that the power was gonna come back on. It was gone for like 2 days. And then just one random night, we were sleeping and at 2 a.m. in the morning, they turned off the like electricity again, and we were so happy. All right, I feel like I talked enough about that story. It was such a traumatizing experience, but let me just get back to the couch. Okay, I feel like this is way better than before. So I'm going to just wrap it up again. But so next time, when there's another ice storm, we know exactly what to do. We know exactly how to prepare. We're going to get ourselves like a little gas grill, so that way we can cook our meats, cook our veggies. And then we're also going to make sure that we have enough water reserves. We already filled up like so many of our bottles with water. We had a lot of pots filled with water just in case. But yeah, Oatly also, obviously she had so much fun in the snow, like the first day when it was just snow without the ice. She had so much fun running around. Just after that, we could not take her out without her shoes. We obviously know that you're not supposed to keep those shoes and put shoes on her all the time, but we know that it is so important for her feet not to freeze. She had a hard time like trying to pee in the cold because everything was literally ice. Like we would walk outside, it was just frozen and it was just like glass. But thankfully she was able to pull through. All right, so these other ones are not that bad. I'm just going to fluff them up a bit. I feel like that corner piece was the hardest one. Hi, pretty girl. Fluffing up the couchy. This couch is like literally one of the softest couches I've ever laid on. It is so comfortable. Sometimes when we lay like and watch our movies or whatever, we're like, should we just sleep on the couch because it's just so comfortable? But then we're like, no, let's just go to bed. We usually wash our couch like every 4 months. Just keeps everything so nice. But we do have to go one by one, especially with these bigger covers. Okay, so now that I kind of fluffed these up, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to put it back. All right, this is so much better now. Now I'm going to take care of this side next. All right, so I just finished fluffing up the couch. It feels so good laying in like a fluffed up couch. If you have like a similar couch and you have to fluff it up and you know that feeling, it's the best feeling ever. But I'm about to take out Oatly on a little walk because it's 12 p.m. and 12 p.m. is always her out time. Just felt so good getting something productive done today. We're gonna do like a whole couch reset soon because, you know, spring is coming. We're gonna wash every single cover. We can also take off this cover right here as well, which is really nice, so we can get everything washed. But yeah, I'm going to take out Oatly now and just enjoy the rest of my day. But thank you guys so much for listening to my crazy story. I really hope that for everybody else who lives in the south or has been affected by the snowstorm, that everything went well. We're obviously super grateful that we had our power restored and that we had water running, but I know that there's a lot of people that still don't have their power restored. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was really nice talking to you again, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye.